Hi, I'm Dana Schwartz, and this is Rise or Die, the official companion podcast for Peacock's original series, Those About to Die. On this podcast, I go behind the scenes with the show's cast and creators to learn how they brought their brutal vision of Rome to life. I talked to acclaimed director and executive producer Roland Emmerich.
When I saw the first race, I was like giddy.
Actor Ewan Ryan.
For an actor, that's a dream, although you do get a lot of sand in your sandals.
And so many more.
You helped summon those ghosts back onto that stage.
Every day when I went to set, I was giggling about what I saw.
I think it's going to be a breathtaking thing.
People will freak out.
Rise or Die launches on July 18th. Watch or listen wherever you get your podcasts.
With your long-forgotten name, we call upon you.
We call upon you.
In the words of the unspeakable language, we call upon you.
We call upon you.
By the spilt blood of the wicked, who walk upon this world, sprouting the words of false idols, we call upon you.
We call upon you.
On the land of the dead harvest, that which brings the earth itself into your service, Yamal, we call upon you.
We call upon you. We call upon you. We call upon you.
Yamal calls upon you.
The Sprouting, a Call of Cthulhu actual play podcast by Blighthouse Studio. Find us on your podcatcher of choice.
Oh, hey, it's your friend Kristen here to tell you that it is Friday and there's an episode of Buffering the Vampire Slayer. That's right. This past Wednesday, we aired our episode for Season 5, Episode 2, Real Me. And in our song, we introduced a new voice to the universe. The one, the only, Gabe Dunn, joined us to sing the part of Dawn Summers. We had the chance to sit down with Gabby to talk with her about her feelings on Dawn, her feelings on Harriet the Spy, and of course, we got an update from Patrol Cat. The ever-brilliant Mal Blum also joined us, and we had such a great time with them both that we decided to put the full conversation here for all of you. There are some minor spoilers, so if you haven't watched past Episode 2, Season 5, you might want to wait a few episodes, but if you have watched this season, you can go ahead and listen to the full interview. Before we jump into the episode, we also want to say that tomorrow is a big day in the Whedonverse. October 5th marks the 20th anniversary of Angel. If you don't already follow us at BufferingCast on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, you probably should, because we're going to be celebrating the 20th anniversary of Angel in a few ways, one of which is a little musical tribute to our darling Cordelia Chase, who 20 years ago moved to the City of Angels to make really shitty coffee, to find a ghost roommate, and to grow pretty wonderfully into her many-layered self. Here's a little snippet of the song that we worked on to mark the anniversary.
It was 20 years ago, this very day, you packed your bags, moved to L.A., the city of Angel with its big bright lights, got a vision with visions fighting the good fight. Cordelia, we love you, Cordelia. You're perfect, Cordelia.
You can hear the whole song tomorrow on our socials. It's pretty great. If you somehow haven't already watched Angel, now is the time to watch it. And you can watch alongside our sister podcast, Angel on Top, with hosts Brittany Ashley and Laura Zach. For now, though, let's get into this special episode where we talk all things Dawn with Mal Blum and our favorite famous millennial, Gabe Dunn. Okay, are you both ready to hear the song?
Yes.
Mal, do you even know what this song is?
No.
Okay, it'll be funny
about
then.
Dawn, I know. And that Gabby is Dawn.
Okay, that's all you need to know.
That's all that I know.
It's cute.
Dooba-dooba-doo, business as usual, doing what I do. Handstands and such, crystals stacked up, helping me focus, honing in on.
Ugh, can we go yet?
Dooba-dooba-doo, business as usual, doing what I do, out on patrol. Dawn needs a sitter, yeah, I already know this.
No, I don't.
But I can get Xander on a really short notice.
Oh, Xander's coming? Yeah, okay. I love the sitter.
Dooba-dooba-doo, business as usual, doing what I do, cleaning up Dawn's mess. Why'd I have to get stuck with the worst brat from my only sister when you know?
Hey, I heard that.
It's really the perfect Dawn. It's really good casting.
Stuck with the weight of the world. Ooh, she gets to be an ordinary girl.
Wish I wasn't just an ordinary girl.
Dooba-dooba-doo, business as usual, doing what I do, saving my sis. For you, I'd fight a million of these nasty blood suckers, even though you really can be such a little.
You love me. Why don't you come inside and say that? Ah, shoot, I should know better by now.
Yeah, your sister knows karate.
I am basically an adult. But, like, what do you think Xander's doing right now? Dear diary. Okay, I barely even got kidnapped. What's the big deal? You need some stuff to do around here anyway.
Oh, wow. What a great song.
Beautiful.
That's so good.
We loved it, and I thought it was very good casting.
Mal's laughing at me.
No, laughing with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
When Gabby was here, she was like, it makes sense. Being annoying is my brand.
Well, that's a perfect entryway into this special conversation we're having. You know that Jenny and I are here, but we also have the newly anointed Dawn, Gabe Dunn. Gabe Dunn.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And there's a fourth voice in the mix. We're
Guess who it is?
also joined by Mal Blum. Hooray!
Guess
Wow.
who's back? Back again.
I got the call and they were like, we want you to play Dawn. And I was like, it's the role I've been born to play.
Wow.
Yeah. And hilariously, just recently, we had a couple people tweeting at us like, why don't you ever have Gabby on the podcast anymore? And we were like, well.
Yeah. And can I also just say that it's so fun. I was telling Jenny, like, I go to these meet and greets for like the things, whatever that I've done. And there's like at least, let's say out of 100 people, there's at least 6 who are like, I love you on buffering. Why aren't you coming back to buffering? And then like the person that I, like Allison, who I do my stuff with, like, she'll be like, I don't understand what this is. She's never heard buffering. She has no, and I'm like, I have to be like, I play a cat on a podcast. And she's like, what?
Yeah. Do you think that going from patrol cat to Dawn is like a promotion, a lateral move? Is it like,
Wow.
Is it a demotion?
Yeah. No, I think it's a promotion because I love
You're expanding your range.
Yeah. I love to play humans. Kind of. Spoiler?
Oh, well, that's a good question. Are we? I feel like this this conversation we're having can be spoilery. Like we'll pull a little bit of it for the actual episode that we'll put at the end, but then we'll do the whole thing like somewhere.
Okay.
Right, Jenny?
Yeah, that sounds good.
I think we can.
Okay.
I think we can key it up. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Hey.
Okay.
Well, I know as much as Dawn knows at this point. You know what I mean? We all know what Dawn knows.
So, okay. So for in the episode, do you want to talk about, I would love to hear from you, Gabby, how you felt when Jenny called you, I think, right? Jenny called you and asked you if you would be Dawn.
Oh, well, I said, like, I'm very annoying, so I get it. Also, like, I love to just, like, reclaim annoying. Because I remember when, like, it's interesting because there's all this stuff, like, that happened that, like when she showed up initially, when the show was on air, and everyone was furious.
Right.
And then, like, it's funny now to, like, think about characters like that who were so hated, and then you, like, look back and you're like, wow, we really had nothing going on. Like, we had a Democrat Democrat president. Like, there was really nothing to worry about. We were all just like, why is Dawn on Buffy? Like, that was everyone's main problem.
That might also be because we were like 11 and not because there weren't
I
problems.
just mean there weren't. I don't think. Well, I don't know. Fucking 16-year-olds are like, guys, the Earth is burning. Like. Yeah. We had like there was.
It wasn't a great time.
No, it wasn't great, but it also was like I remember just like, and now I feel like that doesn't really happen. But
I think it still
does.
I think it still does. I think that people are like, the world is ending, and also fuck this character on television.
That's true.
Yeah.
But people were so mad in a way that like I felt like we could still be surprised.
Yeah.
Like TV now is sort of like you can't really shock.
Well, and also at that time, it was like the first time that people could be really mad in public spaces.
Oh,
Like the internet was brand new.
Yeah.
So people's outrage about things like, who the fuck is Dawn?
Which was the point of Dawn. That
Right.
was the point.
Well, who were we talking to? Was it Joanna recently, Jenny, who talked to us about how like there's a name for that character?
Poochie.
Poochie. Yeah.
I
so-
think it might have been Kate Leth.
Kate. Okay, so we were talking
What's
to Kate.
a Poochie?
So we were talking to Kate Leth, and she brought up this word Poochie, which is like when a show knows it needs to reach a younger audience, it brings in a younger character to bring in that younger audience. So like Dawn would be a Poochie, and was it The Simpsons?
It was The Simpsons, and Poochie apparently was like a cool, hip, young dog with like sunglasses, and I
Whose
feel
name
like
is
a backwards
actually
hat.
Poochie.
Nice.
Yeah.
They do that on shows. Like they'll do that with like a younger cousin, like Brady Bunch, cousin Oliver.
Yeah, I like that. That's your reference.
Yep.
What a weird reference.
Gabby's actually 95 years old.
I watched a lot of Nick at Night. And so like. So was that what they wanted to do? They were trying to bring in a younger audience?
I don't know. I mean, I believe
they did a bad job.
Because okay, so when did Harriet the Spy happen?
All right, let me just tell you. I loved Harriet
Because
the
both
Spy.
of you, Mal and Gabby, are Harriet the Spy people.
Era. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we were both born in 88.
Formative.
Why did you
I
love
don't-
Harriet the Spy?
I don't want the public to know my real age, Gabby.
Why? Because my Instagram thinks you're Timothy Chalamet right now? Which is a real thing that's going on?
They think I'm, yes. What was the question?
What did you like about Harriet the Spy? What was
I
your
didn't
deal?
like Harriet the Spy because lying
Revealed
stresses
on
me out.
Because what stresses
Lying
you?
stresses me out, and everyone turning against you stresses me out.
Is
And
that what happens in Harriet the Spy? I have no idea what Harriet the Spy is
Yes, she
about.
lies, and then all of her friends find her diary. They invade her privacy, and then they all hate her.
Why does she
and
lie?
oh, no one's her friend except Rosie O'Donnell.
For the listening public.
Oh, God.
Is that not the plot of Harriet the Spy?
That's funny to me, and I don't even know if it's the plot. So
It
I
is the
imagine
plot.
that if you know that it is the plot.
For the
I
listening
haven't seen it
public,
since I was
as
a
soon as
kid.
Mal said, I don't like lying, I just put my head in my hands because it's so pure and annoying. But yeah, like,
My little sister
But I
was
just want to, I know that this is not an interview about Harriet the Spy, but I want to know why she lies. Why does she lie?
she thinks that she
thinks she's
spies
a
on
spy.
everyone. So she writes down everyone's secrets in a diary,
That
and then
isn't
people
lying.
find out.
Yeah,
I think also one of the secrets, if I'm not mistaken, is that her guy friend wears women's clothes.
Really?
Wow, taking it back to the 90s.
I think there was
Just,
like her guy friend, her male friend does the housework in like a women's apron. And there's a picture of him doing it that she took. And he was like, I don't like that picture. And she was like, okay, I'll get rid of it. But then she put it in her diary.
That's
and
a
then
lie.
it goes around school and everyone's
That's a
like,
lie.
It
"You
is
wear
a lie.
dresses."
You're right. It's a lie.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
if I'm not
aprons are
mistaken.
just functional.
I know, I like that
what
that's
made
as
it
far
a
as they went, was
women's
an apron.
apron.
I'm
was
not.
it, like,
I don't have my phone on me, so I can't look up if this is actually the plot, but this is what I remember it being. Also, did I have a crush on that guy? Absolutely I did. Was it intensified by the women's apron? For sure it was.
Okay, so you didn't like it. You did.
Loved it.
You loved it.
I wanted to be Harriet the Spy. I was like, this is me. This is
that
my
why
life.
you're always journaling secretly?
Love to journal.
And you won't tell any of your friends what you're writing, and you're like, don't worry about it. And then you ask us all these secret, intrusive questions.
You have that spy camera that you always carry around.
But that is what I'm doing. I had a tree house, or like a tree that I would like sit in and stuff that I had put a little like thing that I could put my notebooks on. And I rigged a pulley system so that I could go to the top of the tree. My notebook could be in the bucket on the bottom, pulley it up to the top of the tree so I could write. And then I would write down shit about my neighbors so I could like see my neighbors.
Oh my God, you really
and
were
I would
Harriet
be like,
the Spy.
3:30 p.m. Neil came outside and smoked a cigarette. Interesting. And then I'd be like, 5:30. They seem to be like the kids over here are playing basketball, but their mom was supposed to be home half an hour ago. Where is she? An affair? ?
Wow.
And I'm like 11.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow. You were like the scintillating Harriet the Spy. Like I feel like Harriet the Spy didn't like think people were having affairs, did she?
I think she was just trying to like gossip.
Right. She was trying to get facts. You were trying to get who was cheating on who in the neighborhood.
Harriet the Spy is the Perez Hilton origin story.
Wow.
This is who heard him.
Wow.
Everyone but Rosie O'Donnell.
This is great because I feel like our listeners are probably so bummed that we haven't talked about Harriet the Spy since Michelle Trachtenberg is on the show. So you're really bringing... You're
Thank
our
you.
poochies.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We are the poochies.
So, okay, Jenny, do you want to talk about the song for a minute? The song that you wrote for Gabby Dunn?
Yes, sure. Yes.
Our first musical collaboration.
Yeah, I want to hear about it. Mal and I weren't there. We didn't get to experience this, and I would like to hear your process and how you feel that Gabby did, and then Gabby, I would like to hear how you think Jenny did.
Okay, so sure. The way that the song got written is I came up with a concept which was just to sort of like treat the song the way that everybody's treating the episode, like, yes, Dawn, she's been here this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So like the sort of like refrain that comes back at the top of every A section is like, business as usual, like Dawn's doing this, Dawn's doing that, whatever. And then I thought, when I conceived of this and before Gabby had even said yes, I was like, I should make the Dawn interjections something that would sound equally fine, like spoken or sung. They should just be annoying. They should just be, they should just embody what Dawn kind of like represents throughout the course of the episode. Like she's like, Dawn's kind of like a puppy, you know, that like has no moral center and like no training. She's just like, oops, a mud puddle. I better not go in. Oh, I'm in the mud puddle. Oops, I better not run into the living room. Oops. And everyone, like all episode is just like running after Dawn, like desperately trying to keep her from getting killed.
Sure. You want to talk about yesterday, Mal?
You as a child in the puddle?
Walking with the phone.
Oh, yeah. Gabby was like on her Instagram or doing something, and like we were like walking through Brooklyn, and like she kept almost walking into people, and so I like she almost walked into this like family, so I like pulled her out of the way, and I was like, Gabby, why are you watching where you're going? And she was like, you'll do it.
So are you Gabby's Buffy?
Wow, that's complicated.
It's a lot, right?
Unpack it. You can have time to unpack it.
Mal was, I was like, why do I have to pay attention? You're here. And Mal was like, but you don't even ask me to move you. And I was like, because I knew you would.
Yeah. No, I thought you were going to say about when you were a kid and you literally fell into the puddle.
No, I put my face in a puddle.
You put your face in the puddle. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was talking about my, like a home video that I have of me at like 3, and my mom is like, I'm like dirty and covered in like water and dirt. My mom's like, tell the camera what you did. And I was like, I don't know if I'm in trouble. So I'm like, And she's like, no, tell them. And I was like, and then she's like, what'd you do? And I was like, I put my face in a puddle. And she's like, okay, why'd you do that? And I was like, to go in the water. And then she's like, okay, I'm going to go get you cleaned up. And then off camera, my dad just goes, why bother? She's just going to do it again. And I was like, this is an accurate portrayal of their relationship.
That's Dawn.
My childhood.
You're describing Dawn.
You are. Truly.
I know. And also, I love that my brand is so strong that you were like, well, it should be someone annoying.
I mean, yeah, I don't remember if you had the idea or if I did, but once one of us had it, we were like, fuck yeah. This is...
I think it was my suggestion, and my idea was sort of like somebody who could perform annoying.
Good
and
save.
who wouldn't have a problem with performing annoying.
Good save.
You're a good actor.
Ding,
yeah,
ding, ding.
That's fun.
So I had Gabby come over, and she had like not heard the song at all, and I just kind of like played it once through, and I had cut myself in like speaking her little Dawn lines. And I was like, but like this, but like just do it, like put your own spin on it, which meant like just make it really annoying as possible, please. And then like I feel like every first take of like we went line by line, and every first take was amazing, but then I just like made Gabby do a couple extras just in case. But I probably could have just used every first take because it was so flawless out of the gate.
So how was it for you, Gabby?
I was so happy to be asked back. Just really love to be included.
Would you say you love to be mentioned?
I love to be mentioned. I love to be included. I love to be part of things.
She loves being mentioned. Ooh, that Gabe Dunn.
Dawn wants to be part of it desperately. She wants to like be, she doesn't want to be an ordinary girl. She wants to be out there doing stuff. But I guess Xander's the only normie that's allowed to do things. Sorry. That's the rule for boys. Okay. So then, I went over there, and then I was like, oh, it's so cute. And then I was like, I know exactly what you want. And then I was so happy I got to sing a line, which I don't really ever get to do.
Sounded great.
And you did so great.
So good.
When I listened to it for the first time, I was like expecting it to all be talking lines, and then you sang, and I was like, Gabby.
No one ever asks me to. So thanks.
Well, you're now Dawn. So anytime we need Dawn, we now know that you have many qualities. Yeah. Vocal range. Exactly.
Thank you.
So the word annoying has come up a couple of times. And so I want to ask you both what your thoughts on the character of Dawn are.
Do the song that you did before we
It's kind of an Angel on Top ripoff. Before we went live, I was singing, tell me all your thoughts on Dawn. They do that for an Angel on Top for Doyle.
Oh.
Brittany will like play the song, and then it's just her going, Doyle.
But how many thoughts could you have on Doyle? He only lasted like 7 episodes.
So sad. I know. They went hard for Doyle in his first. He doesn't even make it 7. He's there and he's gone.
I liked him.
Yeah.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
He's extremely your type.
I know.
Wow.
One of your types.
I know.
You're like, oh, this like weird brooding demon guy who's like definitely an alcoholic, and before he dies, like leaves me with some shit I have to clean up. You're like, yes.
Jesus.
What was the first part? Birding demon?
Brooding.
Oh,
Brooding.
brooding. I was like,
Brooding
what is a
demon.
birding
Yeah.
demon?
Definitely has a drinking problem.
Yup.
Definitely.
So are
is
you into
leaving-
Angel?
Absolutely. No. No.
Okay, because Angel kind of fits some of those markers.
He's too masculine.
He's got.
Not into it.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Very
it is.
interesting
You're the
turn of
first
events.
person that I've ever heard say that Angel is too masculine.
He's like buff and stuff.
Depends
Yeah.
what season.
Yeah.
He's soft. He's soft in some seasons.
This is incredible. I feel like this is like an immersive theater experience, the experience of Dawn. Like that, I was like, so how does everybody feel about Dawn? And we've talked about every character.
Oh, sorry.
It's just like, that's like
Okay.
Dawn's experience
Yes.
that like no one ever cares.
Yeah.
Why, when she showed up, was it so annoying? That's what I want to deep dive on.
I mean, so you have a little sister.
Yup.
There's probably something to be said for the fact that if this was intended to bring in a younger audience, it had not yet like the core audience was still like too old to appreciate Dawn, probably old enough to be like, wow, that kid is like if that kid was your sister, probably a lot of those people had sisters like you all did who
Right.
were like just that far down. Like it's not like having a sibling who's like a year or two away from you. It's like,
Right.
oh, I'm
Yeah, I
in a
love my
whole other phase of life right now,
Right.
and you are being a baby. Like you're basically
Mm-hmm.
still like attached to our mother kind of deal.
Yeah. Well, your sister is like 3 years younger. Or
5.5.
Five.
We actually have a similar spread to Dawn and Buffy.
Oh.
Yeah.
My sister's not even 2 years, so I
so
never
you were
had that. So I was
close.
like, "You're the shit."
You love Steffi.
I love her. She's the
which
best.
is so you never thought she was
We
annoying.
never fought. Never once.
What the
Yeah.
hell?
Are
Yeah.
you the middle sibling?
I'm the middle. Yeah.
So you have it from both angles.
Yes.
Was your older sister annoyed with you?
Oh yes, she hated us. Yeah, she hated us. Yes.
Yeah.
No, she didn't hate us, but like in siblingly.
I hated my sister.
Yeah.
So
I
I'll
also
say
hated
it.
Cheyenne.
Yeah. What's the difference between you and Cheyenne?
3.5 years.
3.5 years.
Hated her. We were so different. We did not get along. She was very popular and very blonde. And I was like, she was just like, why are you weird?
Oh my God, we had the same. That's the same dynamic. My
Yeah.
sister was like, "Why the fuck are you wearing that out of the
Yes,
house?" Like
constantly.
What? She would shop at the Limited too, and I was like in like black velvet with like fucking.
You're like,
fangs.
I'm gay.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. There's a photo of me going to my prom, and I like had come downstairs with my makeup done a certain way, and Cheyenne had been like, "What is wrong with you?" And so it's a picture of us on the stairs, me fully ready for prom, Cheyenne like redoing my makeup.
Wow.
'Cause she's like, you cannot leave the house like
Oh
that.
my God.
And like that's the younger sister, which like primarily the job of the older sister is kind of supposed to be that. But she
Right.
was always like, you cannot embarrass me like this.
Right. Yeah. Same.
And we hated each other. We fought all the time. We were like, I mean, she's also very annoying, and remains so. We're like very close now, but it is this dynamic of like we just were so different.
Was it when you like got into your 20s that you got closer, or was it? Yeah.
Like
that's-
she moved to LA 4 years ago or 5 years ago, and then all of a sudden we started being friends.
Yeah. Same.
Cheyenne's not like Dawn at all, though.
No, she's
Cheyenne could
not.
fend for herself.
No, Cheyenne's very scary and mean.
No, she's not.
She's like confrontational though.
I don't think she's scary. I don't think she's scary to anyone who grew up in the tri-state area.
Oh, is that true?
Oh.
She's like, yeah,
Hey.
it's like all Jersey girls are confrontational.
Yeah.
That's why we love them.
Oh my God! For the listeners at home, please picture Mal with their hands like that emoji with the like shrug. That's why we love them.
You immediately liked Cheyenne.
Absolutely. Right at home.
Yeah, a bossy girl.
Love it.
I feel like do you think it was like I think sometimes it's also like we've gotten to know these characters over 4 seasons. We like know their whole deals, and we like feel that they've earned any sort of flaws.
Yeah.
Versus like this new person comes in and you're like, ew, you have flaws. We hate it.
Right.
But everyone
Well,
else
yeah,
is a
and,
piece
like-
of shit, and you're like, yeah, but they're my piece of shit.
As they've added characters as the series has progressed, it's always been slowly, gently, and like development has been permitted. And this is like the opposite of that. This is just like a 0 to 100. Also, it's worth noting, what I don't think we've been able to talk about in the main pod yet, is that before Michelle Trachtenberg was cast, Dawn was conceived even younger. She was conceived as a 12-year-old, and the first like couple of episodes that she's in, they didn't like really change it. They didn't like age the writing up at all.
I
They were
asked
already
you
written.
why does she need a babysitter?
Right, and she doesn't later on.
She truly doesn't.
I mean, she doesn't this time. Although she seems like, there seems to be a certain amount of common sense lacking that like one might inspire one to hire a babysitter. She invited Harmony inside.
Yeah, she invited Harmony in.
Right.
Imagine if that whole thing had played out and Xander and Anya hadn't been babysitting and Dawn just answered the door and was having it out with Harmony and then was like, "Why don't you come inside?" And she would be dead.
Right.
Or
Harmony
Harmony would be doing her
happy.
nails. I'm just saying.
Remember,
That's
Harmony and
also,
Dawn
a
totally love
possibility.
each other. Yeah.
I mean, Harmony spends a lot of the episode bonding with Dawn because they are kind of like in similar, like nobody takes me seriously, and I'm really frustrated by that roles.
Totally.
Support for today's episode comes from OneSkin, and if you have sensitive skin, you're going to want to hear about their scientifically proven topical supplements. Free from over 1,500 chemicals and preservatives that can make skin red, irritated, or itchy, their products are safe for sensitive skin. It's just one of the reasons they've earned the Skin Safe seal of approval.
They've also earned the Jenny Owen Youngs and Kristen Russo seal of approval, if I do say so myself, Jenny.
I couldn't agree more. I've been using OneSkin for a few months, and after a few weeks, I remember it like it was yesterday. I texted Kristen and I was like, maybe she's born with it. I looked in the mirror that morning and was like, oh, things are happening, and I am happy.
I have used a million billion skin products, and I did not think that I was going to switch off of the skin like lotion, the moisturizer that I used and the under eye cream that I use, because I have used them for a little while and I really like them. And I've switched completely, which is a pretty big deal. OneSkin is the world's first skin longevity company. By focusing on the cellular aspects of aging, OneSkin keeps your skin looking and acting younger for longer. Get started today with 15% off using code BUFFERING at oneskin.co. That's 15% off at oneskin.co with code BUFFERING. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them, and if you can, please tell them that we sent you.
As a podcast network, our focus is bringing you shows you love to listen to. But we also sell merch related to those shows. And partnering with Shopify has made that both possible and simple for us to do. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor adventures, Shopify helps you sell everywhere because they've got you covered, from their all-in-one e-commerce platform to their in-person POS system. What's so fantastic about Shopify is how, no matter how big you want to grow, they provide everything you need to get control of your business so you can take it to the next level. Businesses that grow, grow with Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm. That's all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/realm.
So you hated Dawn Watch 1, but now you're coming back around to Dawn.
Well, now as like a writer, as like someone who writes TV, I'm like, this is brilliant.
Yeah.
This is so, because I was like, oh my God, what I used to think like with writing television, like what you want is the people to be happy with outcomes. But sometimes
No.
You do want them to be happy, but sometimes you're just like, it's like, I gotcha. You know what I mean? Like the good writing is the one where you're like, everyone's mad. Everyone has a feeling about it. Any kind of reaction. If someone's watching your show and they're like, that was fine, but there's no reaction to it. But I would rather, like now I'm like, this stirred up so much shit. This like became this big controversial thing. It sucks because I think probably I would guess Michelle Trachtenberg got a lot of hate. Pre-Twitter,
at least
sort
it
of
was,
like
at least
hate,
it was
you know?
pre-Twitter, pre-Instagram.
Yeah.
Mal,
like,
are
that's
you,
tough for a young actor.
Are you a Dawn fan? Like, what are your feelings?
Okay. I'll give you the rundown. I had watched Buffy pretty religiously, and then I stopped watching before we got to Dawn. So I wasn't around for the original controversy, so I don't remember that.
Right.
I watched the whole thing during a rewatch with this boy I was sleeping with like 4 years ago or something. And when we got to Dawn, it was like we were watching the episode, but he was watching me expectedly because he knew everyone hates this and you're going to hate this. And I hated it. And he was right. But the thing is, but he also told me that like, you know, he was like, oh, Sarah Michelle Gellar really wanted to work with Michelle Trachtenberg. She like brought her in. I was like, that's really nice. Here's why I hated it. It's not the character that I hated. I hated the like the world breaking or like, you know, the like turning like it sort of turned it into like a multiverse or something.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't like that because I was like it made me feel anxious. I was like, you can't just change everything and make it so that she's always been here. Right. Stop gaslighting me.
Oh my God, you felt exactly like Buffy felt.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
You know?
You're supposed to empathize with Buffy, as I understand it.
Yeah,
No?
so it really worked on you.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah. I hate, that's the thing. I also hate when everybody's always like, you're crazy, Buffy. And this was like the biggest version of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Because when did she figure out? She sort of starts to think that this isn't right.
She does. Oh God, I've been watching the episodes all over the place, but I think somewhere in the beginning of the season, she does a spell to find out if there's a demon harming Joyce. And instead of her seeing that, she sees nothing around Joyce, but all the pictures Dawn disappears out of and then comes back and disappears, and then she looks at Dawn and Dawn's disappearing and coming back, and so that's the first moment when she's
right.
what the fuck?
But that's just good writing. Like, I understand it's annoying, but that's great TV writing.
It's incredible that they would, because so many people were so mad, and they dragged that out. Like, it wasn't like at the end of the episode you find out what's going on. It's like there was like several weeks of television.
They make you go on the journey Buffy's on, which is such a risk.
Yeah.
And it's so good. Like, now looking back, I'm like, that's good TV.
Yeah.
I mean, we're still talking about it years later.
Exactly.
So.
And
wow, that's true. They did really make us go through exactly what Buffy was going through. Like, I knew it on some level, but you saying it really locked it in.
Because were you all, because I don't remember, like, were you all kind of just like, are they never going to address this? Like, is this just what we're supposed to deal with now?
Yeah, I don't remember. Do you remember? I don't even remember what my feelings were when this first happened. I think I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, by the time I even saw this season, like, I was like binging it on DVD. So like, I didn't have to wait a week. I can't imagine, the torture of having to wait in real time for this to be explained.
Yeah, and we've witnessed other people like Steph Schwartz, who you both know. I remember in the beginning when we started the podcast, because a lot of people started watching Buffy for the first time when we started buffering. And of course, tore through the whole 6-7 seasons. And Steph texted us to be like, who the fuck is this? Like, it was, and she was one of several people who we would like witness them going through it to be like, excuse me, Kristen and Jenny, but what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, as if it's your fault.
LOL, sorry, just hang on for a few episodes, guys.
Right, but imagine, like, that's why we're so lucky, because like with TV that comes out once a week, it's like, you would have to just, and you would have to hope that your friends at school also watched it, because what did you have? Maybe like a message board? Who knows? You have Twitter. So you're just like, can you imagine the people listening who watched this in real time, who went to high school and had no friends that watched Buffy? I feel for you just stewing in math class for a week. Like, who the fuck is Dawn? Your teacher's like, the Civil War, yes, Bianca. And you're just like, who the fuck is Dawn? Like, it's horrible.
Why are they talking about the Civil War in math class?
I'm saying all through school.
Jenny, did you have more Dawn questions for either of these two lovely human beings?
Is no an acceptable answer?
Yeah.
I shouldn't say the thing.
What thing?
Any preface of I shouldn't say the thing is really
say the thing.
So I would love for you guys to get Michelle Trachtenberg on here.
We would love to get Michelle Trachtenberg on here.
She and I have an ex-boyfriend in common.
Oh, that's
Oh shit, Gabby.
That's also, if you ever get her on, I would love to chat.
We're like, so we cast the person who sings your voice. We cast her because she and you have slept with the same person.
Yep.
We thought it would, like, she'd be able to really
She'd be
channel.
really able to channel. Also, she's a huge fan. Like that kind of thing. She loved Harriet the Spy.
Yeah.
She's a huge fan of your work. She thinks you're so beautiful. Also, you definitely dated the same person and it absolutely overlapped. Nice to meet you.
She's a huge fan of your work. Not so much your ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, I hate that guy. Love you, though. And Michelle, I presume you hate him as well. Would love to chat about it.
Wow.
On our next bonus episode.
Yeah, exactly. You just put it behind Patreon. It's just like, if you guys donate enough money, Gabby and Michelle Trachtenberg will talk shit on their shared ex-boyfriend in a bonus episode.
Oh, a lot of people would come for that.
I know.
Wow. So you love Harriet the Spy. You have a shared person in common with Michelle Trachtenberg, and you are now voicing Dawn. Really,
I know.
gone all in.
Full circle.
Yeah.
Full circle. As I texted this to Kristen. We were talking about it, and I said, "Look, you either die a hero, or you live long enough to fuck the same people as your heroes."
Wow.
Oh.
Did you guys miss me, buffering
Oh
fans?
my God.
Did you miss
I miss you. Can I speak for myself?
Did you miss this?
Oh God.
We've learned your thoughts on Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the universe now. Like, I mean, you were already in the universe as Patrol Cat.
Yes.
Patrol Cat, we haven't had any updates.
I know. Well, how would you?
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm happy to be back as Dawn. Would love to do any further Dawn related things.
What happened to Patrol Cat? Yeah, what happened to, like, do you still...
I'm still patrolling.
You're still patrolling?
Yeah, I patrol. Okay. I patrol day and night.
Just wanted to, some people were concerned, I think. Like, we haven't heard from Patrol Cat.
Oh.
There are a lot of coyotes,
Absolutely.
in California.
No.
We just, like, want to make sure.
Oh, no. I am out patrolling always. And if you are scared in the night, just remember Patrol Cat's there to save you.
Is it just... I haven't heard Patrol Cat. Is it just your normal voice? It's just you?
It's just Gabby is
I don't know
Patrol
what you're talking about, as I am Patrol Cat. What do you
sort
mean
of
by
like,
normal voice?
Sort of like how Dracula turns into a bat, and Gabby turns into
I
Patrol
am
Cat.
Patrol
Sure.
Cat.
Yes.
A cat who patrols
But when Dracula
Pasadena,
turns into
California.
a bat, the bat doesn't talk, though.
Right, and Patrol Cat does not talk when Patrol Cat is at cat form.
Let me also ask you a question.
Actually, I don't know if that's true.
You think me I turn into an animal and I somehow shut up finally?
Unlikely. Patrol Cat probably has like a nice pair of red glasses. I know you're not doing the red, but I just like those are your signature.
Patrol Cat has the red glasses, and also the other cats are like, shut this bitch up.
No. Patrol Cat's like, did you see this one tweet that I did? The other cats are like, yes, Patrol Cat, we follow you on Twitter, we saw it. And you're like, but let me read it to you.
My fun thing that I do to Mal is I tweet something and then I direct message it to Mal. And Mal's like, you tweeted this. And I'm like, I just wanted to make sure you saw it.
A menace.
It's so good. Oh, from famous millennial to Patrol Cat to everyone's favorite annoying little sister, Dawn. Do either of you want to talk about things that you're doing right now? Do you have some stuff going on that you want to?
Yeah, I have a graphic novel that I wrote that comes out October 8th. It's called Bury the Lead.
So good.
So good.
You guys, it's good. It's a similar like lady hero, queer lady hero vibe thing.
It's fucking great. I like tore through it. I was texting.
Really?
I was texting you. I was texting like a full on like fan texting an author. I was like, "What's gonna happen in the next issue?" Oh, sorry, I shouldn't ask things like that.
Oh yeah. I forgot you were like, "What's gonna happen?" And I was like, "Just read it."
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like, there's gay sex in it.
Yes. The gay sex is good.
Thanks. There's like, I
just want a jingle of just Mal saying the gay sex is good.
I did say it in a bit of like an older Jewish voice. The gay sex, it's good. It's good. She
Sorry,
gave good
Gabby.
notes.
and it's good. It's like a drama thriller vibe, like, but but also funny, like because the characters are funny, like the characters in Buffy are funny.
Yeah.
And Buffy was a graphic novel.
And Buffy was a graphic novel. And I have said this a bunch, but I got to give my favorite note ever on that script, which was I wrote it and then there was an artist drawing it. And I wrote for the sex scene, I just wrote they have sex, and then she drew it. And then I got to give my favorite note, which was no, the butch is the bottom. USA.
Amazing.
Oh, building a better tomorrow.
Thank you so much. I'm here for femtop representation.
Mal, what do you have going on?
What do I have going on?
Say your album.
Yeah.
Tell them about your album.
Tell them about your album.
Jesus.
I put an album out like 3 months ago. Which is like years ago in the music industry.
People might not know
over here.
Yeah,
say the name of it where you can get it.
Sure, yes. I put out an album 3 months ago. It called Pity Boy. You can listen to it wherever you listen to music.
It's very good. I
It's
recommend.
very good.
I recommend
you.
all of the songs, but I
yeah.
particularly enjoy Odds.
Wow.
And I Don't Want to.
Wow.
And Well Fuck. And Black Coffee's very good too.
Wow.
But you can pick your own favorite.
Wow.
An impromptu song by song review.
I
Oh, I
know.
think so. I was gonna say I forgot.
Wow, a stunning endorsement by a very famous millennial. Yeah, and I don't know. I've been touring. We have like a little tour coming up. But
And where can people find out the dates for that tour?
malblum.com.
Malblum.com. Also, for like super podcasty people, I know that you have been the weather. Right on Welcome to Night Vale.
Oh yeah, well yeah, been the weather on Welcome to Night Vale, and I've toured. I've done they have like a live music guest go with them, and so I toured with them for like their whole last show. Like all last year I was touring with them.
So fucking cool.
Love those people.
Yeah, they
great.
rule. You do some podcasty stuff, eh?
I do have a podcast called Bad with Money, and I have a podcast called Just Between Us. And Bad with Money is about finances, but it's not boring, I promise. It's this same personality talking about money. and then Just Between Us is like a comedy podcast, and they're both through Stitcher.
Nice.
Yeah.
Woo.
Thanks so much, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Here he comes down the street, across our porch, on his little feet, looking around, checking the neighborhood, keeping us safe from the coyotes, from the coyotes. Oh yeah, Patrol Cat. Patrol Cat is real.
Dana Schwartz, and this is Rise or Die, the official companion podcast for Peacock's original series, Those About to Die. On this podcast, I go behind the scenes with the show's cast and creators to learn how they brought their brutal vision of Rome to life.
Gosh, people will freak out.
Rise or Die launches on July 18th. Watch or listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Don't you love it when you find a new podcast you really like? Well, let me recommend one. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm Mike Carruthers, the host, and in every episode, you'll hear fascinating information that will make your life better from top experts. Recently, we've done episodes on why you have the personality you do, the science of luck, and the psychology of a restaurant menu. You're going to like Something You Should Know. We have literally thousands of 5-star reviews. Look for Something You Should Know wherever you get your podcasts.